Midtown Redevelopment Board meeting to order. It is now 6:01. We'll ask for our roll call, please.
Angela Hardy. John Shepherd.
Here.
Renee Richardson.
Here.
Davida Bonner.
Here.
Sorry. Lynn Thompson.
Here.
And Pastor Eddie Lake.
Present. All right, we have a
We
quorum.
have a quorum.
Let us stand for our invocation. Father, in Jesus' name, we thank you for this day. We thank you for life, health, and strength. We thank you for this opportunity and privilege that we have to discuss the concerns of this great community. We ask that you bless all of the board members, bless the leadership of the development. We pray, God, for your grace to be upon us as we make our city shine brighter and brighter. We ask your blessings upon Daytona Beach and particularly Midtown Redevelopment area, that we would do the work that we have been called to do in harmony and in unity with the citizens as well as the leadership of the city. We pray, God, that we would hold each other accountable to do our very best to make a difference without hurt or harm. And we pray that you would be glorified through everything, every department that works together to cause this city to be better. And we give you praise in advance for the blessings that you have already bestowed upon this fair city, but what you are going to use us to do to make a difference. And it's in Christ Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge of allegiance. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, next item on the agenda is the approval of the agenda. We'll entertain a motion.
So moved. I move the approval of it.
Is there a second?
I'll second that motion.
Moved and properly second that we approve the agenda as presented. No further discussion. Those in favor, let it be known by the sign of aye.
Aye.
Opposers, nay. So is the order. Agenda is approved. Now we will have the approval of the minutes from May 13th. Should have had opportunity to read over those via email. If you need time to take a look, you can do so. If not, we'll entertain a motion to approve.
A motion to approve the minutes for May 13th, 2025.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and properly second that we approve the minutes as presented. We are now ready to vote. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. So is the order. Minutes have been approved, May 13th, 2025. All right, now as we proceed to the next item on the agenda, we now have our staff reports, starting with Captain Condi. Thank you. Good to see you. We missed you last month, but it went well.
Good afternoon, all.
Good
Afternoon.
I will take responsibility and apologize on behalf of my counterpart. Was unable to come in, but I'm here this evening.
There you go. Thank you.
These are the most recent stats for the reporting period of May 13th until today, June 10th. For District 1, we handled 2,782 calls for service, completed 602 reports, made 84 felony arrests, made 73 misdemeanor arrests. We conducted 330 traffic stops and issued 373 citations. As far as specifics, we had 9 aggravated assaults, 3 of which were cleared by arrest, leaving 6 open with affidavits and ongoing investigations. We had 1 arson. That one remains an ongoing investigation with the fire marshal assisting us on that one. For domestic violence aggravated assaults, we had 3, 2 of which were cleared by arrest. We had 16 simple assaults domestic, 8 of which were cleared by arrest, leaving 8 open. We had 1 domestic violence kidnapping case. That case remains ongoing. We had 3 sex offenses that were reported, all of which remain ongoing investigations. We had 2 robberies, 1 of which was cleared by arrest, with 1 subject having an active warrant. We had 2 prowler arrests. We had 3 recovered stolen vehicles, 2 of which were cleared by arrest. And we had 1 theft and 1 fraud. We had 10 car breaks, unfortunately, 2 of which were cleared by arrest and 8 of which were ongoing. Out of these 10 car breaks, 8 were left unlocked, and there was a firearm stolen, unfortunately. For our proactive operations and extra patrols between these dates, our patrol units have conducted 818 documented extra patrols. And as far as special enforcement, we had 101 traffic stops, 87 citations, 18 overall arrests, 2 towed vehicles, 3 special checks, 26 FICs, 2 parking violations, 19 extra patrols, 4 walk and talks, and 14 self-generated calls. In addition to all of our proactive efforts and our extra patrols, we also recently deployed our surveillance trailer at Adams and MMB. Hopefully everybody was able to see that, and it is yielding results. Unfortunately, we displaced it. You know, it moved a block to the east, so we have our proactive units addressing the issues on MMB and Rose, because they simply just moved down the block, unfortunately.
Okay.
But that's what we have as far as proactivity and our overall report for this time frame.
Very good. Thank you. Questions? Or
I just have a comment. Your mobile unit that you put out there on MMB and Adams, it's a miracle worker. I've never seen so many people scattered like that in all my life.
is there
Oh my God. Thank you.
You're very welcome, and honestly, I have to give credit to the company. We actually have not purchased it yet.
Please.
We are in the processes of...
Get 2. They're small.
You know what? We're in City Hall, so find my money. But Pack Talk Technology is the company that lent it to us. We've actually had it on loan, simply just borrowing it as a trial phase since February. So since February, we've deployed it out at the Speedway for the Daytona 500, and when the president arrived, we deployed it for Bike Week and a bunch of other, you know, events that have taken place throughout the city. So it is incredibly useful. It's incredibly useful. So God willing, we'll be able to finalize the purchase and have it delivered.
Well, if
Very
you
good.
need a witness when you go to ask for funding, put my name down.
All right, that's
Okay?
very
You can
good.
use mine too.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Thank you
question.
for your service.
Very welcome. I appreciate it.
Vonna? No? Okay. Well, let me say thank you, first of all. Second, is currently, is the CRA funding any of the services? Or, yes,
Operations?
have they made a request?
Absolutely not, because they will never, absolutely not, because they will never hear a no from us.
Okay, I was just checking.
Now, we have met and had some conversations before, and hopefully there'll be some progress on a few things that we have planned, and hopefully that'll come to fruition.
Yeah.
We're doing our best to get this Pack Talk technology purchased, as well as the Meridian barriers.
Okay, very good.
Meridian barriers are a hefty purchase, but they are well worth the
What's the
investment.
cost of the pack?
The Pack Talk technology trailer is $55,000.
I do have a question.
Yes, ready. Yes.
As we move towards the beautification of MMB and Midtown, can we really get aggressive in our thinking in terms of, I know lighting is going to be one of the major factors, but any state-of-the-art technology, because I think traditionally it might have been, we might have been not a top priority in that area. And I'm not throwing an insult by no means.
No, not at all.
But I do think that if we could be included in the conversation in the Midtown area for state-of-the-art technology in terms of policing and security, that would speak very well to our ability to attract businesses and new development and spur new growth and increase the revenue, the tax base and things like that, and spur an increase in our ability to get property taxes and all kinds of additional revenue options for the city.
I absolutely agree with you. Security will breed growth. I can't say that long-term plans is, the conversations I've had with our RT department is, I want the Midtown area to mirror the same technology that Seabreeze does. So just like Seabreeze has, 30 cameras, of high quality, solid definition, I want that for the Midtown area as well. To start on MMB so that we can have that same level of efficiency and that sense of security. Hopefully the time comes where we won't ever have to use it.
Right.
But having that technology there present does help. I can't say that our IT division is doing what they can. We have had some upgrades at Joe Harris Park specifically, where slowly they are starting to phase out some of the older technology and making the improvements on the ones that we can. Because we also have the, the zero eyes technology. So the clearer the picture and the definition of the cameras that we have on the city properties makes that technology that much more useful.
Right, right.
So no, I absolutely agree with you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Excellent, excellent. Now, in terms of trends, how did we fare this week? Seems like there's a little more activity this month, this past month.
Surprisingly, compared to last year, we're still doing very well.
Okay.
The car breaks and the simple violence domestics were the two areas that we did see an increase.
Okay.
But the domestics, unfortunately, it's always a guessing game. You never know when it's going to happen, if it's going to be during the summer months or during the holidays. The car breaks, I can tell you that it is an element because some of the juveniles that do commit these crimes are now unsupervised. So a lot of the parents either don't supervise or just don't have that ability to supervise. So we have seen an increase. But some of the proactive measures that we've taken to address that is we're actually taking some of our patrol officers and assigning them to our VCAT unit so that they can go out and increase their numbers as far as proactivity. And we also have a small contingency unit that we deploy on Fridays and Saturdays. And they are split up between District 1, primarily around the Speedway corridor, and then they transition to Seabreeze. So we're doing our best to both be fiscally responsible and making the most use of our resources while not, extending ourselves financially. So we are doing what we can, but unfortunately, that the summer months, we typically do see that increase in property crimes.
right.
But a lot of that also has to do with a little bit of prevention.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, 8 of those cars were left unlocked. So
Right, exactly, yeah. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Now, we do know that there's a link in regards to the domestic violence piece, there's a link with poverty as well. And so I know our organization will be working on something to aid in that particular area to provide some services. But for the summer months, does it normally trend higher with those violent crimes?
I would not honestly be able to tell you, yes, it's given fact. I can, without a fact, I can tell you around the holidays, there is always that increase because people are home and there's typically alcohol involved. During the summer months, it might just be a question of being physically uncomfortable because of the heat.
Right,
But just like you stated, having those financial restraints where people don't have the ability to work and to provide creates frustration and stress at home.
Yeah.
So if you have that tension building at home, that limits opportunities, and then unfortunately we do see
Yeah.
some domestic violence incidents occurring.
Yeah.
But there's not a strict correlation of it always happens during the summer months.
and we hate to state it, but facts are facts.
Yeah.
32114 is the poorest
Oh, yeah.
zip code in Volusia, so there's some correlation, and so that challenges us to be more creative in how we can provide public safety for the residents. Yeah, so thank you. And the last thing I wanted to ask, in regards to the community policing portion, when will you be doing your next, say, training on for the community interactions with law enforcement, either the patrol that are walking, the community biking, or traffic stops?
As far as direct teaching moments with the
training,
community
yes,
themselves,
And I say that because I know my son was just pulled over at, I guess there was another station set up outside where they were checking IDs or whatever. And he was pulled over because his window tints are kind of dark. They are kind of dark. And nothing bad happened, so the exchange was well. But that's because we do a lot of talking and discussion about how to respond to the best of his ability. Can't control what the other person does, but the best of his ability, so that we can minimize, any negative situations happening just for any type of exchange.
as far as specifically just to teach the community and police response and that community engagement, there's nothing hard set and scheduled. But I do attend the majority of the community meetings that take place
Yes, you
in
do.
my area.
Yeah.
And we had the Midtown community meeting yesterday. We also have sporadically the one in Zone 5. Carriage Cove also has one. So it's just a question of if people want to attend or not. As far as organized department-wide, I know that we were going to have our National Night Out. I believe that's going to be in August.
August,
And that's more of a community-oriented event
Right.
where we get it to just
Yes.
engage with one another on a more social level. And then typically we do have a backpack giveaway. We did it last year at Daisy Stocking Park, but
It's more publicized, too.
yes.
Yeah, which is good. So, okay. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I have one final question, if you don't mind. Okay, first of all, let me preface my comment by saying I think you do a wonderful job, okay? That paperwork you were going to get us about the crimes and where they're located, or how are we doing with that?
That mapping system?
Yes.
I wish I had better news for
I'm a
you.
visual type person. So.
As am I. And I'll be honest with you, it makes it so much easier when I'm able to give that map to the officers.
Yeah.
Because it pinpoints, hey, look, right here's where you need to be between 2 and 4 a.m. Still, it's almost 2 years later.
Yeah.
And we still don't have that mapping set. And it's not just us, unfortunately. It is countywide. This transition to the new report writing system really threw us for a loop. There's some growing pains, and I thought we would have grown out of it by now, but unfortunately we have not.
Okay. Thank
All
you.
right. Well, thank you. Let us know how we can help if we
Yes.
can. So,
I appreciate it. Thank
thank
you.
you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Excellent. Great report. All right. Next item on the agenda, we'll now hear from Ms. Kirk, Code Compliance.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Sarah Kirk, Inspector with the city. For the month of May, code worked 41 cases, 21 of which were vacant lot cases due to the rain. It's a busier time for vacant lots this time of year. There were 19 code cases, and then one short-term rental case was worked for the month of May. Code is continuing to assist the community by addressing complaints within the city. Does anybody have any questions?
No.
Where's your address?
What address?
Is this your address?
The,
Maybe
the,
next door to me, but
the,
no.
the property that has come up several times in our previous discussions, I don't know if you can remember that.
330
particular-
Fulton.
Yes. Has that been resolved? No.
Well, Code has taken the case to hearing, and, you know, they're working it on their end.
Okay.
Ms. Shepherd spoke with me earlier and said that there's
There's
squatters,
lean-tos. Yeah.
stuff going on in the backyard, prostitution, etc. So, and the owner is he in jail? Is he incarcerated?
He is incarcerated.
Okay.
He's
So,
got 21 felonies.
It's not good.
so
All
with that
related
being
to
said, I'm gonna
activities.
speak with our code liaison, who's Sergeant Conley, tomorrow, and also the code inspector that has that particular case, and let her know the concerns, and then I'm gonna reach back out
It
to
has
you.
gotten so bad that the activity is no longer confined to the property. They are actually impeding traffic and stopping traffic. These young girls are.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that in itself is a dangerous situation.
Yeah, so, you know, that's, you know, sounds more like a police situation, so
And you
with
know,
that.
that's so funny. I was speaking with an officer just before I got here, and they said, you need to speak with code violation.
Okay. Well, I mean, we can't, you know, prostitution, that's, you know, especially if it's in the street, our jurisdiction is not the street, we're on the
Yeah.
property itself, so. But, you know, we work together, and we do have a police officer that works with code, so I'm gonna reach out with her tomorrow and then give you a call,
Yeah,
if that's
just
okay.
yeah, absolutely. Just do a basic inspection. You'll see they gathered pieces of plywood and it's leaned up against the house, and they just hobbled all this mess together with 2 blue tarps, and
I'm just wondering if there's any utilities if the property owners
I
and,
think they're turned off. They're not used.
That's
and
another
that's
angle we
another
can look
issue
at,
right
too.
there. I don't know how sanitation is run there.
yeah. So if it's
okay.
you know, it sounds like, you know, unsanitary living conditions, there's no
It's a
water.
mess. It's
So
a
that's
mess.
another thing we can look at as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would
But
get with
definitely let us know if there's anything we can do to help make sure that there's a smooth transition and communication with the law enforcement portion of this.
Okay, thank you very
Definitely.
much.
Thank you.
Final question, final question.
Sorry.
Okay, explain lien lock.
Okay, lien lock, that is, let's see, okay, that was a, so basically the the case itself was locked because there was a lien put on that property from, probably a short-term rental lien. So a fine that maxed out then became a lien.
Okay.
So that's kind of like the status of the case. Like the one above it's pending notice violation. So, and then lien locked. So that case is locked due to a lien.
Okay.
So does that move to the county then because of the lien, and you're no longer involved? Or what?
It would move to the county, so there would be a lien on the property. Since this is a short-term rental, I don't think it would be open for a lien review where you can come in and see maybe getting it, once it comes into compliance, then you may be able to get a reduction or a release, but short-term rental, that looks like irreparable, it's already happened.
Right.
So,
Okay. Very good. Thank you very much.
okay, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, now we will hear from our project manager, Miss Michelle Tolliver. Development projects. Some good news. We're ready.
Good evening, board members, Mr. Chair. Midtown is always good news. The word, 2 words, good news means Midtown.
Midtown. There you go. We received it.
I know I'm trying.
That's good. We like it.
So, I am Michelle Tolliver, as the chair said, the Midtown Redevelopment Project Manager, and I want to go over some items related to Midtown. The first one is just a reminder to look at the Public Works project list. And the other is a housekeeping item. I emailed each one of you today to inform you as a reminder to fill out the Form 1. In the email, there's a link, so you can't do it, with a piece of paper. You got to do it online. Do your Form 1 because it is due by July 1st. And if you're like me, when you read the email, go ahead and do it.
I did it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, time happens, and we don't want you guys fined because we want you here free of fines. The next item is probably 2 weeks after our Midtown board meeting last month. We got a request from our Parks and Recs because the Midtown concert was ending. The last one was May 31st, and they were excited to keep things going at Daisy Stocking Park because the feedback from the public is, why make the park so beautiful if all you're going to do is put a lock on the gate? And part of that is because we want to keep it beautiful. And we want to keep events there, because if we don't have events, we're going to have people using the park for every and anything other than events that are for the public. So we are helping to support more events. Do you have these flyers?
Yes.
And I'm a stickler about stuff. I didn't want y'all to get this before I brought it up. I want you to focus on it now, though.
Right, very good. Very good.
So Jessica is our new Office Specialist 3.
It's Jessica.
I don't know if you all met the last.
Hello. Good. Yes, we did. One time.
We don't have 2.
Thank you.
We have 1.
Have one.
Jessica replaced the young lady, Emily. And Emily, for whatever reason, was not able to stay with us. But the welcome, Jessica. If you leave, I'll leave it with you. You can't leave. You ain't go nowhere. And I would have done a more formal introduction, but we got started and here we are. Jessica's our new office specialist. She'll be supporting our board meetings. So this Midtown Sundays at Daisy Stocking Park is every second Sunday of the month, and the dates are outlined on the flyer. The first one was it was not a crowd because we had a very short period of time to advertise. When Parks and Recs came to us asking for some help publicizing it and sharing information in the park about CRA and what the CRA does, we were on board with trying to support this. So the June 8th event was not a big crowd at all, and that's okay, because you all are going to help us, even the ones behind me, even the ones listening in.
Right.
You all are going to help us publicize this. We want to pack the park, but it's called Midtown Sundays at Daisy Stocking Park. And if you all will get the word out from 3 o'clock to 8 p.m. So, Pastor, we're not messing with your members.
That's right.
They should
That's
be,
right.
full with the word by the time they come out there.
They can have to sleep for an hour.
That's right. And we got an hour built in. That's right. Go
Unless
take
the
your
evening
nap.
service, yeah, we'll do it. Yes.
If y'all notice that young man with the hat on here,
Yeah.
y'all see him?
Yes, I see it. Yeah.
He gonna be out
That's
there.
it.
He wasn't out there because he had other engagements on this June 8th date, but we're gonna try to pack the park. I don't know what that noise is. Oh, okay. Man, that's okay.
Air conditioning.
Let me
Oh, air
focus. Let me
conditioning.
focus.
I thought I did.
But if we can get the word out about
Where
this
them
event,
fans
to try to encourage people to attend on the second
good.
Sunday at Daisy Stocking Park, and the
Very
gate
good.
will not be locked. It'll be open
Okay. Good.
because we had an event out there. But the purpose behind locking the gate does not make sense to some people, but it
Right.
makes perfect sense to us because the officers can't do that type of patrolling. We have other areas in the city that require the police presence. We do not want to occupy their time with that. We're trying to work on some solutions for getting it open, even if there's not an event. But that's going to cost money because it's going to have to be manned by,
Right.
it's not security. It won't be the police officers. We will not tie up their time with patrolling because you can't just open the gate and walk away. You're going to have to open the gate and have it manned. But that's another discussion, another time. But we're trying to work on a solution for having the gate unlocked 24/7, sun up to sundown.
Right.
Okay.
And even when the sun go down, we want to have events there. But we're working on a solution to that. But in the meantime, some community residents are not happy with the gate being locked, but it is what it is. The last item is I'm going to have to get a little help from the IT guys on this one.
Okay.
If you will pull up the slide there.
Yeah.
So this was an unveiling of the Dr. King statue on May 31st. And this was organized by Commissioner May, and I left my notes. Did you bring the sheet of paper back? Nope. So I wanted to give credit to the alphas according to their chapter. But anyway, it's on my desk. Anyway, Commissioner May organized this, and she had the alphas support her in doing this, the local chapter. This was a drizzling day. On this picture, it's not drizzling, but it was a nice overcast because it was not hot. I attended it at Dickerson Center, and this is actually installed at the Dr. Huger Park. And that
Very good.
concludes what I wanted to share with you today under the redevelopment project items. Yes, sir.
One question. Can you send this electronically?
Absolutely.
Yes, so we can
Yep, I will
pass
do
it out.
that.
Yes.
I will do that tonight before I leave.
Excellent. Thank you so very,
Yes,
very
ma'am.
much.
I like the fact that with this program, the Midtown Sundays, it does give the community an opportunity to come there. I know at one time, a lot of people weren't quite certain because they thought they had to rent it to utilize the park for any type of program. So I think this is good to at least, be something that people can appreciate and come to for free.
Thank you.
Also, there's a pretty good write-up in the Daytona Times about the bus. I was reading that.
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So food vendors, is it specifically food vendors that register with the city in order to do it, or how does that work?
You would have to get with me, and I would have to ask Vincent Terry.
Okay.
He was instrumental in putting it together, and each week, because this is something that he thought of just like that, he's probably still gathering food vendors and participants as well.
Very good.
So I will get back with you on how he's organizing the food vendor portion of it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
And I'll
the
follow up with an email or a phone call. It just depends on my time.
okay.
All right.
So from
You will hear
permitting,
back from me.
from permitting until when vendors have to be approved, so forth. You'll
I
get all
don't know
that.
the
Okay.
process, honestly. How he does that, I do not know.
Okay.
We just provide, a little change in the pocket to pay the
Yeah.
bills.
He can come. Can he come and present?
Oh,
it?
yeah, he
Yes.
wanted to come tonight
Okay.
too. Yeah, but he wasn't
He
available.
wasn't available. Okay.
Yeah, he
Yes,
was
we'd
not
be glad to have-
available.
Yes.
Parks and Recs is so cooperative when it comes to the community.
Very good. Yes,
He
they
was
are.
not available because when I told him I was presenting this tonight, he said, "What time?" 6 o'clock. Oh, can't come But I will ask him to tell me how the food vendors are supported in this effort. Yep.
Very good. Appreciate it. Wonderful. I
And
look
one of the
forward
last, any more questions? Miss Hardy, good to see you. Hard working lady right there.
Yep.
Try to cool off.
Okay. One other housekeeping item. Just remember, when the meeting is over,
Get out of
if
here.
we,
to it. Yes.
because we've been here all day.
Of course. No
And
problem.
I can't leave
Problem
right
much.
away because I have to lock down the premises and then I have to send an email. So just keep that in mind when you're, slowly going out. I don't want you to run out. I don't want that. I don't want you to be uncomfortable, but I do want you to leave as quickly. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yep, and like we used to do when we was out there, you ain't gotta go home.
Yeah, but yeah, that's right. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Appreciate your work and energy, and we will vacate. At 2 o'clock. All right, now we're ready to receive a presentation of Spotlight on Midtown. Mr. Pierre. Thank God for you. Yeah, get out. Yeah, right.
Good evening, Pierre Lewis,
evening.
130 South Franklin Street. Good evening to the chair and to the board. They say when one door closes, make sure you get the right key. That's for sure, Go through the door that opens more doors. That's what my father always said.
Yeah.
And I've mentioned to people before about that many, many times. And I always say Midtown is kind of like Disney World for me. It's a magical place. There's a lot of things happen. It's like my Camelot. Today I was literally walking from the bridge doing my morning walk. And when I walked over the bridge, coming back this way, I looked on the other side of the road and I said to myself, you know what? Volusia Gold. I remember I had him on my list and I didn't get him to come to the meeting. Now here's why I even mentioned that. Think of your time with that. Because the speaker that was the spotlight today, she had some other business that took over. And guess what happened? Miss Leah Oster was here when Volusia Meadows said she wanted to talk to the board
Okay.
about some great opportunities and stuff for the business.
Very good.
I should have passed it, but that's God. Exactly.
Absolutely.
And somebody is working up there that must have known that Volusia Gold was supposed to speak this evening. So, ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you Miss Leah Oster, president of
Right.
Volusia Gold.
Wonderful.
Speaking this evening. I told her, I said, things don't just happen.
That's
right.
There is a reason
Oh, yeah.
that things
Absolutely.
happen.
We believe
and this
that.
is the
Yes,
reason.
that's for
Yes,
sure.
we believe that. Thank you so much.
Mr. Lewis. Thank you for having me. This
Absolutely.
is a little bit of a surprise, and it's a very welcome surprise.
Glad you're here.
I appreciate it. I'm Leah Oster. I'm the owner and president of Volusia Gold and Diamond. It's a new landscape for me. And one of the things that I wanted to do, because the store means so much to me and what we have endured makes it worth even more to me, is I want to improve. And not just a little improvement, because I don't work that way. I want a big improvement, and I want a structure that is worthy of the sacrifices that we have made over 40 years. I actually have started a little bit of a conceptualization on it and talked with, and it's very much in the stage of beginning. Talked with a GC and interior designer who is his wife, and I gave him one assignment. I want a landmark. That's it. It's a landmark. And so they're working on it, and I know I need to get more quotes and everything from others. But to give you a little bit of the history of Volusia Gold and Diamond, my husband and I were pretty young kids when we started. And we started at right beside Insurance World at 560. And we were renting. $500 a month was pretty expensive for us. And Steve Smith, who owned Insurance World at the time, wanted to put another business in. So he raised the rent and he got us out. And so we moved down the street to Hampton's Chicken. And we saved and borrowed and dealt with Barry and Gary, who owned Hamptons at the time. and my husband, who was very gregarious and personality, and he worked out a deal, one of those guy deals. So I was just like, okay, let's do it. And we bought it, we changed it, we added over the years. And Volusia Gold and Diamond has been a staple in the area, serving the customers, serving so many people, and doing so much good. And even when my husband could have turned people away, he didn't. He gave so much till the very end.
Very good.
July 19th, he was shot and killed.
I remember.
Brutally shot and
Yes, I
killed
remember.
in our store. My son was there in the back. He's a GIA gemologist, and he heard a commotion and came out and saw what he saw. Hollow point bullet does a lot of damage to the head. And he was immediately shot at 5 times. We still have the bullet holes in the walls. And according to the detectives and R.J. Larizzo, my son is a hero. My son doesn't feel that way because he couldn't do ultimately what he wanted to do, save his dad. But he shot the assailant. The assailant is now in his permanent home in prison. So here I am, taking over an area of a business that I didn't know a whole lot about because I was mom and keeper of the fires at home. My son is very knowledgeable, and I have as the operating manager. The police officer that was here earlier talked about security. We had our building vandalized. On top of everything else, we had the Tribeca, we have the murder, we have a hurricane, and then we have in red spray paint that our CCTV caught very clearly someone vandalizing our business at March 29th at 4:47 in the morning. And there was not enough cameras to detect him getting into the car. So the responding officer had to walk on foot a couple blocks, I believe, to locate it. And they couldn't find him getting into the car, but they did notice the car, and we recognized it. And it was someone that we knew, not happy with us. And that made it all the more harder because it made us more security conscious. And what else would they do if they're cowardly spray painting our building in red, bright red, blood red spray paint? So before coming today, and I didn't know I'd be speaking, but I just wanted to I'm always prepared for anything background of what you all have been doing, because I didn't know that you were doing so much. I've sort of lived in a cave until recently. I was watching Beth Gibson from PSC talk about different things of Daytona, different characteristics of Daytona, how resourceful and resilient. And that's us. That's Volusia Gold and Diamond. Unique and eclectic. She said that. And we're that too. We are everything that is Daytona. Even things that I didn't want to have as Daytona or as what I wanted to experience. We are resilient. And so that is one reason, and the main reason why I want to have that major improvement. And a little bit of my ego to say I can do it, because I will do it. And I need to have the help because I don't know what I don't know in so many things that is this new landscape. And that's the mission. That's my journey. And that's where I hope to not just be able to achieve it, but maybe springboard it to other businesses if they see us. And I think when I look at our building in a stranger's way, I sort of see a building that is tired, that is being passed over. I see an area that's tired and being passed over. And it's not what I want. I want to attract different people. I want to keep the same, but more, because I want a lot more. And that's sort of it. In the meantime, since all this has happened over the last year, I've joined various community outreach through the Daytona Symphony, through the chambers, members of 2 chambers. We're having a business after hours with 1 chamber next month. I'm donating a Rolex to Sophie's Circle, and so she's going to be picking it out, and she's really excited. It's a pet cause, and I'm very much into pets. They've been my salvation recently. And I guess that's it's really about it. I was at the chamber meeting at NASCAR event, and they were talking about the 3211 for poverty and how it's related to that versus other zip codes. And so I adopted as a member of that. I don't know what I did, but I'm part of it now.
Okay.
So that's it.
Very good. Excellent. Excellent. We'll entertain questions. Yes.
The only reason I want to start is because I've spoken with Mrs. Osta. Is that the name? Osta.
Yeah.
A couple of times, and I just want you all to know, ask your questions away, but I've been in contact with her. I've explained the 2 grants that we have available. And like she said, she's still working on the plan, how she wants to improve her business. And she's aware that there are 2 grants that are available. So just wanted you to know that.
Very good. Excellent. We'll hear from the board members. Questions?
Well, I just want to say, since I've known you, that I think that you are so strong. And I just pray for your continued strength. I think from our conversation, your vision of what your building you want it to be is going to be really, really impactful there on the boulevard. So I wish you Godspeed. Anything we can do, please let us know. You have our ear.
Very good. Well, it'll all be coming, and I'm just a very meticulous, careful person, so it will be coming.
I think your building, even before you moved in there, was a place of open doors that fed everybody. As a kid, I ate there many times, and you continue that legacy of having an open door for everybody, and creating a landmark is something that is of intrinsic value to our corridor, and to all of Midtown, and whatever we can do to assist you in that. Then this is what we wanted to hear. We'll be glad to assist you.
Thank you. Appreciate it from everyone. Really do.
Yes.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Yeah.
Board members?
I would definitely like to say, although I did not know your husband, everyone that I knew him and spoke so highly of him. Just your spirit alone, just your spirit. The plan that you have to celebrate him, the plan that you have to honor him, it is blessed. It is blessed. And so are you and your family. We thank you for staying in our community, because he has been here a very long time, even though I may not have, patronized, but my children and everybody else I know had.
You got to come all the
Yes, I definitely will. But I just thank you for staying with us. Thank you for remaining in our community. We love you and we wish you the best. So anything that we could do to help you to make your dream come true, we will absolutely do it for you. So thank you.
Amen.
Yes.
Any other questions? Hold on before you go.
Just a statement, very honorable what you're doing and the legacy that your husband and your whole family has brought forth to this community. So definitely very impressive, and we wish you all the success in the world.
Yes.
Thank you for coming.
Appreciate it.
Before you go, Ms. Hart, you have anything?
I'm good.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let me say thank you for being bold and brave and courageous to share your story, because you don't have to. We appreciate that, and I want you to know that I will be praying for you and your family, and for the success and the healing that you continue to walk through and in at this moment and juncture. And our prayer is that God will sustain you and prosper all that you do. And so thank you for coming to share, and thank you again for being part of the community. And as a person new to the community, been living here just over a year. And I'm grateful for this privilege to be able to learn the community and to grow with the community and to grow with business owners and people like yourself that have impact over the decades in this community. So again, we say thank you. And to lighten everything up just a little bit, I have to ask you one question.
Yeah.
Do you have any samples?
That's a good one. That's a good one.
God bless you.
Appreciate it. Please all come into our store. It's a very beautiful store.
Oh, yeah.
We have over 100 Rolexes. I've
Yeah.
got one for sale now.
Yeah.
I have a lot of pride in this business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome you all.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you
Appreciate
so much.
Very good. Again, thank you, Ms. Usher, for being our spotlight on Midtown. We appreciate you, brother, for doing such a great job finding the people and having contact and a commitment to making sure that people get to see all the good that this great community is in spite of. There's always a silver lining and some great things happening in Midtown, and we want to make sure that we do our part to continue that. So thank you for all you do. All right, as we proceed to the next item on the agenda, is there any old business that we need to conduct? Any new business? All right, we're ready for any public comments. You don't have any? We're good. Oh, okay. Yeah, always. I know that.
Oh, we knew. We knew that.
Yeah, right.
Pierre Lewis, 137 Franklin Street. See, I was getting out of it without having to say anything, but the speaker by nature, so I have to say something.
Yes.
Exactly.
When life gives you lemons, take the seeds and grow your own. That's the point. And it's, I'll give you an update on transfer. Transfer, they actually called, let's see, and 2 hours ago to mention that one of my home, what am I talking about? My home had just been approved for one of the new reconstruction. What's going to be done with that is still yet to be determined because, as I mentioned to Ms. Tolliver, I said what was interesting, I thought that and Ms. Richardson too, that when they were going to build it, they were going to build it to the same specs or at least the same dimensions as it was before. Even though it's 1,300 square feet, they'll build it back to 1,300 or they'll build it for, I think it's 1,200 now. The bedrooms are kind of smaller, stuff like that. I thought when they tear it down, they build it to the same specs. They're just doing the reconstruction. So that's a challenge. So I got to wait to find out about how they're going to do that conversation. But it was about 2 hours ago that they made that call that's there.
Wow.
Yeah. So I just thought it was interesting to see them, as I said, kind of moving along. I don't know what we're going to call it, warp speed or slow speed or tortoise speed, snail speed. But I know they're trying to get around to some of those areas that's there. But I don't give a full update because I don't know. Well, challenge I'm wondering with, I understand that once they decide that they're going to reconstruct your house, you have 15 days. 15 days to unload everything out, and then they give you it's a smaller pod that all of your stuff has to go in. And then from that point, they tell you, well, we'll give you 2 months out to plan for it. You have to move it all out, and then they'll put it in storage for you, and then you have to wait another 15 days or something like that where you can get it out when it happens. Now, I can't validate all because I haven't seen it in writing,
Right.
but that's just what one of the contractors mentioned to me, and I don't sell them out, but that's how it was mentioned to me on that. I'll keep you updated as I see it. I've driven around and seen some of the houses that they've done, as I mentioned before.
Okay.
I can't vouch for it. I see the one that's right behind Checkers. The other ones I've mentioned on Loomis. I've driven to see that one. Another one's getting done on Alamanda and Loomis. Another one is on Keach Street. Keach Street. That one is being done there. And another one that's over by Pine Haven too. So I see it just because I'm walking around, exercising. I pay particular attention to those homes.
What are those
Same,
constructed?
similar. Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
But they're brick. What are they?
Yes, sir. They're wood, but what I
Modular
understand
wood.
is, and I did my homework on that, they're wood, but they've got that new grips or whatever metal that is supposed to keep so the hurricane proof.
Okay,
And
yes.
the wood, we thought it was vinyl siding, but
Right.
what it is, it's called fiberglass cement is what it is.
Cement, okay.
And it's the same siding that you see on a lot of these new developments and even some new homes.
Right.
Even on my walks, I saw a guy that lives on across the bridge on, what's that, going to the beach. Can't even remember the name of the street exactly. But his house is like that. So I stopped by. He's like,
Okay.
who the heck are you? But anyway,
Yeah, right.
I'm the
There you go.
Midtown guy.
There you go.
And I see your house is built that way.
Yeah,
And I was
okay.
just curious if it's been standing, how it withstood some of the hurricanes and stuff.
Right.
He hasn't got back to me. He says, my wife can give you a better explanation on that, but it's built the same way, and it's been there for a while. So obviously they
right.
wouldn't build it if it wasn't a hurricane. But I can't vouch for it because I'm not a contractor. I'm a
okay,
Marine.
right.
We blow it up and
Right,
build
yeah,
it.
you should build,
But,
exactly, yeah.
Question would be, are they elevating the homes?
Yes.
They're
Yes.
elevating
All the
them.
homes I've seen.
Great.
Oh yeah, you need a elevator in some of these houses. Some of them are so high you can't just jump up. No, they're elevated up. And I know they're going to elevate mine up too. And all the ones I've seen so far have been elevated. I don't know. They gave me the dimensions in an email, but I don't know exactly how high it is. But it's supposed to be like 3 feet or something like that. And they got stairs.
Now,
They've all
is
got
it-
stairs.
is it just-
small porches, small design.
Do you know if it's just elevated or is it low impact development?
They have not
I
shared
can't
most
vouch
of
for that.
the details, but keep in mind, everything that's built in the city of Daytona, we have plans downstairs. It's just that it would have been nice if the county would have given us just a, overview of what they're offering the public.
Right.
But I'm sure it's meeting, maybe hopefully exceeding the Florida Building Code, but it
Right,
definitely
right.
is meeting the Florida Building
Because
Code.
we would like to see more low impact developed because of the flooding.
I've got the design. Everything is elevated. I just don't see exactly how high up it is from the ground. But my house is on a crawl space as it is. I mean, the castle, for the nights.
Similar floor plan what was there?
No, it's a different floor plan. I would love it to be there, but it's an older house.
Right.
So it was a 3-1. They didn't have 2 bedrooms in that, I guess, in that time. So now it's being converted to a 3-2. So that makes, for some reason, the bathroom's almost bigger than the bedrooms. Because they think you need to shower more than you need to sleep. I don't know. But the bathrooms, the master bedroom is I just leave in the tub.
Folks concerned about bathroom and closet.
I think so, yes, sir. Yes, sir, I would agree, because the bathrooms are quite
That's
large.
good.
But I have been inside one. No, let me rephrase it. I've been inside 3.
Okay,
It looks gorgeous.
really? Okay.
It really looks
pleased
gorgeous.
with it, okay.
It's done very well. The appliances and everything is done. But something's very clean. It always looks like that. But it's done very well. And I have, because like I said, I'm on morning walks. I walk by Checkers. And the one that's being built behind Checkers, I saw when it started was just on the ground.
Okay,
And now I see it's completely finished.
Okay,
So every
good.
other day I saw that it was being constructed.
it's not the light blue building?
It's still, yes, sir, it's a light blue.
Is that?
But the other
that's
thing
it?
too is
Okay.
I took a picture and I mentioned it to the gentleman that were working there. I don't know how many of you know HUD have what's called, I think it's section 3, which says that when they build homes in areas like Midtown, at some point they're supposed to try to employ individuals in the contract from the area. From the area. On the house on Loomis, there's a big, I took a picture of, I'm taking pictures. I took a picture of the sign that's there. And I'm guessing that, it is sometimes they have to make sure that they put the awareness out
Right.
there. However, the effort behind that to employ people in the area is none. That's what it says. Lamont. Now hiring, that's what it's called. Section 3 subcontractors.
Okay.
Jobs, subcontracting, opportunities available for low to moderate income individuals. You know me, I call the phone. I call because I think at some point, let me pause just a moment. Earlier, on the campsite here, he had made a comment that I wrote down in my notes where he said to the point of C region. I don't be bad about this, but I remember he said that we would have more cameras along Mary McCall Bethune.
30 of them, he said.
30 of them. So we would mimic Seabreeze. My perspective is slightly a little bit different. I know it has to be done. I was in law enforcement too in the Marine Corps. My thing is, I hope in our vision of building Midtown, our economics is such that 30 cameras are not needed in the area because we have that kind of a community
Right.
that we don't have
That crime level.
to need that have that crime level because, as you said earlier, Pastor, there's a correlation. Well, there's a correlation sometimes between economics, crime, and what happens in areas. Even when you look at the Midtown, the plan, the master plan even talks about how places are supposed to be lighted. There's a certain way.
Right.
It's LP stuff. It's in there. I forgot what page was in there. But my thing is, the long range, I know you can't fix this in this time, but the long range vision is to have the type of Midtown where the economics are there, where you have, I don't want to call it upscale, but I think you get the picture what I'm talking about, where you don't have to worry about having a whole bunch of cameras, because the culture of Midtown, we don't steal from each other. We don't rob for each other. We have respect for our neighbors. We have respect for our communities. We have respect for our Camelot. And I don't go to horse on that, but that's a perspective that's there. But here, I hope that when 386 decides that they're going to get this Section 3 subcontractors, they have some plan. Because if they're building in the Midtown area and they're using Midtown numbers to get that money to fund and create these areas in there, the correlation is if we can reduce crime by putting some, I'm not gonna say young people, but gentlemen that are working in Midtown. Because when I saw, and this is not a vilification at all, but every day that I saw the gentlemen that were working on that place behind Checkers, none of them knew Midtown, lived in Midtown, ever heard of Midtown. Barely heard of Daytona Beach.
And I think that's the hub.
But you see what I'm getting at? I mean, at some point, if they use the numbers as a representation to get funds for these areas. And my question is always, when it comes back, we don't just want to fish. You know, we want to learn to fish.
Right.
Employ people living in this area to reduce the crime, to give them a skill set that they can use. Some or another, that connection of that plan has to be. That's what I'm talking about. It's a symbiotic relationship for me. And that was my comment. Yes, ma'am.
Is there a check on that? How is that double checked?
Yeah, we have to follow up.
Contractors are supposed to be checked on that, because when they write the grants and they have to send in their deliverables to whoever they got funded by, hopefully they'll do it. But honestly, ma'am, sometimes who does the check?
Exactly.
We scream and say that if you're going to work in an area, who holds people accountable at that area? You have to pay attention to how to connect those dots.
The county is supposed to do that. And the way it's structured, it's a HUD program, but I believe it's structured 51% of the business ownership has to be.
Yes, sir.
That Section 3, which are, affordable, low-income workers. So as long as 50% of the ownership, I believe, it would qualify. So they would get the resources. But we still have to go back to the county to confirm.
Yes, sir. Because in a lot of these areas, even when they're rebuilding Caroline Village and all these places that you look around, the sign is there. And I always walk because I pay attention to it. And I say, where are people that sort of not look like me, but look like Midtown? Because Midtown, as I've said before, is like little America. It's white, it's black, it's Korean, it's Chinese, it's some of everybody that's there. We are exactly what America is, because we've got it all in Midtown.
Very good.
We have it all in Midtown.
Excellent.
Those are my comments. I should have put a
All right, man. Appreciate it. That's good stuff.
Thank you.
Good stuff. Appreciate you so much. Excellent. All right.
He is.
All right.
Okay.
Now, any board, we move now to board comments.
Ms. Bonner.
Okay.
With you?
Overall, I was pleased, of course, with tonight's meeting, and it was very moving.
Turn your mic on, please.
To hear.
Your
I'm
mic.
sorry. It was very moving to hear what was conveyed in your presentation, and also to get ideas from you, Mr. Pierre, as we usually do. But that's very motivating as well, and good to know. It's a lot of information that I was not aware of, but I was pleased with all the reports as usual, and thank you all for being here today.
I would like to thank staff for the amazing job that you do. Staying here to represent and to have it open and available for us. All of our board members, this has been a wonderful meeting, informative, and very educational. Thank you.
Very good.
Where's Ken Thomas?
Oh, yeah, turn your mic off.
Sorry about that. Where's Ken Thomas?
Mr. Thomas is not feeling well.
Oh,
So he he worked today.
feels
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't mention that. We were out of town yesterday. We were up in
Yes.
Gainesville. Yeah.
What it's
yeah.
supposed to be. Yeah. Absolutely.
He's trying to feel better.
Okay, okay. Well, I just want to say ditto,
Okay.
ditto.
Excellent.
Great meeting.
Lynn, yes.
Right. As always, great meeting. And great work by the staff, and you can get home early tonight.
Okay.
We promise.
Get well, Ken.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know you heard that.
All right, Miss Hardy, bless you.
I just apologize for my tardiness. That's what happens when you're in summer camp with kids.
Oh, no, bless your heart, yeah. Yeah, in Jesus' name, yeah.
We applaud you.
Help her, Lord, yeah, yeah. Give us strength. We understand.
I enjoy what I heard tonight, though.
Excellent, thank you.
Thank you, Miss Tolliver. You're amazing.
Excellent, yes, she is. And we're so pleased to be able to have opportunity to work with you. And so,
I do have
yes,
something, Mr.
yes.
Chair. Can we talk about our conversation today as a reminder to the board?
So just as another housekeeping item, it's just a reminder.
Okay.
If you're invited to speak with another board member, just err on the side of caution and just allow one of the members to represent or speak or be invited. There's nothing wrong with two of you attending a meeting. The challenge is whether or not a topic that you're going to discuss related to Midtown will come before this board. And I'm not a legal person, but David can address the sunshine rule as it relates to that. But that's what Mr. Thompson is, just as a reminder for the board members to try to be aware of that if you're invited to an event and your other board member is there as well as an invited guest.
And not knowing specifically the context in which something may or may not have occurred. If there is a meeting or an event where there are matters discussed that could reasonably come before the board, then it would be inappropriate for multiple members to attend that event. So if you ever have any questions and you know that you're invited to an event that may have some presentation that may involve something that may come before the board. That's a lot of maybes, but if you do know of that and you know another board member has been invited, I would encourage you to reach out to me and we can discuss whether that's something that would be appropriate for more than one of you to attend. So.
Okay.
Very good. Yeah. Thank you so very, very much.
And just for the sake of David knowing, I think Ken might have sent an email this afternoon related to it, but it was a request for two of our board members to speak on the radio station. Can't remember the call numbers on it.
With Donna Gray Banks tomorrow at 12 noon.
Yeah.
Yes.
But just one of them reached out to me and said, I think, we probably don't want both of us to go, just one of us to go.
And I didn't see that email, so I don't know if maybe Ken sent it to another attorney in the office, but I'll look back through and respond if I have received it. If not, if you want to forward it to me, I'm happy to take a look at that to confirm. But if it's an event where you're not discussing matters that may come before the board, then obviously I don't see an issue with that. It just would be an issue if there's a discussion that takes place involving substantive issues that may come before the board at some later time.
Probably not, but just wanted to err on the side of caution.
Yeah, I think in erring on the side of caution, it would be best for only one of the members to attend.
So I'll go tomorrow at 12. So we'll handle it that way. But thank you so much. We appreciate your guidance and leadership on that because we definitely need there's safety in the multitude of counsel. So we receive that. So thank you. And again, want to say thank you to the staff doing an outstanding job, and thank you, Miss Jessica, for serving with us. And we look forward to serving and working with you.
Thank you. Like that.
Yes. That's my daughter's name. Yes. So as our office specialist, we appreciate. I can't forget you. So we definitely appreciate you and thank you for what you bring. And we look forward to working with you. Bless you. Bless you. And again, to everyone, thank you so much. I think this has been a great meeting. Now, there is one other piece that I'd like to lift up. I think that you handed out.
Shepherd.
Yes, Ms. Shepherd. Yes.
Shared that with us.
Would you like
If
to
you
share?
turn your mic on and give us some background about
Yes,
how
Ms.
you
Shepherd,
got in
yes.
contact with this organization.
Absolutely. The name of the organization is SBP, Owner Occupied Rebuild Program, and they have a guidebook, and it's been passed out to each one of the board members so that you can follow along. Now, my contact there was Jennifer LeConte, and you should have her phone number also. If not, I can certainly give you her number right now. And we talk about Transform 386 and how long they've taken, et cetera, et cetera. My personal experience with the SBP program, I spoke to this young lady 2 weeks ago today. And as of this morning, she had sent a contractor out to inspect my roof. I've been approved for everything. Not only are they putting an entire new roof on my house, they're also going to replace my front. It's triple pane with the impact resistant film and all that. They're replacing that at no cost. Absolutely not one penny out of my pocket. So if you know of somebody that might need these services, I urge you to get in contact with Jennifer LeConte, and she can be reached at jleconte@sbpusa.org, or contact her at 863-660-3133 and get the ball rolling.
Is this a type of government agency?
I'm not sure if it has to be, because she just said that they just got funded again for this coming fiscal year.
Okay.
They just received their money. And there are a few prerequisites. You have to meet a certain financial criteria.
Yes.
And the only other stipulation is that you have had to have filed a claim with FEMA for Hurricane Helene, and have been, either they didn't take action on it, it was denied. This program will step in and cover that.
And Milton as well?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, see Milton. Okay.
Yep.
Very good. Okay, wonderful.
Hurricane impact, yes.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
And that's what I have.
Great stuff. We
Yep,
definitely,
and just for the record,
share that
Mr. Chair, I
information.
reached out to Ms. LeConte right before the meeting started, when Ms. Shepherd gave the information to me,
Right.
because we have not heard of them. And I'm still gonna report back to you once I hear back from her to share more information, like Ms. Shepherd shared. Because we typically wanna know about this so we can offer it to the public.
Right,
But this
right.
was a new program that we had not heard of before, so I'll be hearing back from the caseworker and give you more information.
And just to add to that, my neighbor across the street, she's getting her wood flooring done, she's getting her AC done, and she's 80 years old today.
Wow.
So, yes,
You mentioned at one of our previous meetings, one of your neighbors needed a new roof.
that's her.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and these people are miracle workers. Miracle workers. My neighbor has already had the contractor come in and set up a schedule to get the work done.
That's awesome.
Isn't that a blessing?
Yeah,
Very good.
So,
because 386 ain't did nothing.
I know, 386
Yeah,
and
yeah.
nothing.
We make sure they don't have no invisible liens on.
Okay.
And no, she explained that to me, because it's not, I know, thank you so much. They do not do liens.
Very good.
If
Okay,
it is, she was explaining to me, usually a county, if they are county funded, they will do the lien route, but they do not do it.
Very good.
So,
Good.
All right.
Hey, that's great to know. Thank you so much for bringing that.
absolutely,
Yeah, we'll definitely
absolutely.
share that. That's great stuff. All right, excellent. Well, beloved, the sounds good. Again, thank you for a great meeting. We will wrap up. Is there a recap you need to give to us tonight? Anything?
I don't have
Any
any to-do
follow-ups?
items other than
Next
Mrs.
meeting?
Shepherd's information that she's handed out. And for Ms. Richardson, you asked me a question when I was up there.
Yeah.
Say it again. I
Oh,
can't remember what it
me
was.
either.
It'll come to you after you get home.
Oh, the vendor.
Yes.
The vendor.
Yes.
Yeah, the vendor.
And what I do,
Food
just
vendor.
for the sake of it, this is recorded, so I
Okay.
could have cheated and said, I got
That's
you.
okay.
I could have sped, rewound. Anyway,
It's okay.
I got you. I got you.
Very good. And you will email this electronically as well.
Thank you. That's the third item. Yes, sir.
Thank
Okay.
you. All right. All hearts and minds are clear.
Yes.
Meeting is adjourned.